Sunday morning. Let's go to church.
What's that? Big and dirty. I'm here with, sorry, what's your name?
Seth.
Seth. Nice to meet you, sir. Just a quick question. Faith. It's a big thing today. Why is faith good?
Why is faith good? Well, I think it's just important and appropriate for us to recognize, you know, God, the one who made everything, the one who made us, the one who loves us, you know, the one who redeemed us.
Right, but faith, like, because I'm not necessarily sure I found God. They tell me to take it on a thing of faith, to, even though I can't feel the effects of God or that I don't know that He's there, but just to strengthen my faith, to,
Right.
it's to believe in something without proof, and I'm just trying to get my mind around that. I'm not sure how that's a good thing.
Well, I understand what you're saying. I would say you can feel the effects of God, I guess, but the thing is, I think it's kind of a vicious cycle. If you don't have any sort of faith that there can be a God and that He can be good and that you can feel His effects,
Right.
you won't ever put yourself in a position where you can, and then where you can see Him at work. And if you never extend yourself, see Him at work, then you never build any faith. Like, it's sort of a vicious cycle.
Almost have faith to have more faith.
Exactly, because when you trust Him enough, then you'll do something maybe a little bit crazy you wouldn't otherwise do. It's like, you know, and then you'll see Him at work, and then suddenly you'll say, hey, maybe this isn't as crazy as I thought it was at first, and you trust Him with a little bit more, and your faith can just grow. It either builds or it falls, I think.
Right, because they warn about backsliding. I hear that a lot, that,
Right.
you know, the people who repent end up just going right back to whatever they're into or from or whatever.
Sometimes, yeah. I think.
Okay, cool.
You know, and nobody ever really makes it, you know, all the way in this life, but you know, it's a matter of trusting Him, like that it's gonna continue, and that if you do fall back, that you know that you aren't
He's there
lost,
again.
you aren't
Yeah.
lost forever. You can go back,
Right.
and you know,
Okay.
he welcomes you back.
I got one more question. I'm always confronted by Christians who say, you know, what are you doing for Christ? You have to live your life in accordance with Christ and in the rules He set forth. And me, along with many others, say, well, we don't necessarily want to do it Christ's way, but we want to do it our way. We just, you know, it's not as harmful, but we just kind of want to just do things the way we are. We're cool the way we are. And, you know, my mother and others will tell you that, you know, you're not just living life your way, but you're actually living in accordance with Satan. You know, it's like if you're not following Jesus, you're following Satan. And so I don't want to, you know, follow Satan. You know, I'm having a bit of trouble following Jesus. Is that not a black and white issue, that if you're not following one, you're following the other?
I don't know that you're necessarily you're not obviously intentionally following Him.
Okay.
But I think the thing is, and you know, I look at it kind of from the perspective of the end, right? The end of time. If you're not under God's protection, you're at the mercy of whatever else is out there.
Okay,
like, I
yeah.
guess, and this is maybe deeper, you know, theological waters than I should go into, in terms of what I know for certain and everything. But you know, people say, why does God want to throw people into hell? I don't think He does want to throw people into hell. He's made a way for people, you know,
out
to
of
escape.
that, yeah.
And if they don't take that way, then hell is where they end up.
Okay.
Right? It's not that. It's not that.
That's
like,
the prime objective. Yeah,
they've
right.
chosen not to be with God, and it's not that God says, "Okay, well, now I'm angry at you and you're going to go to hell." He made a way for you to come to Him, and if you don't come to Him, you end up at the mercy of whatever else is there.
Yeah. Why is faith good? Why is believing in something without evidence a good thing?
Because you have to have something that has a purpose for your life other than just making money and just living.
So living life as set forth with material success.
It's not enough.
It's not enough?
I think most people reach a stage in their life where they have to have something more. Some people it happens early.
But
a lot of people it happens later in life.
But it's a faith thing. This looking for something else. I'm constantly saying, you know, I've looked for it, but I don't feel it. And they say, well, it's a faith thing. You're not supposed to feel it.
I believe you feel it.
You feel it?
I believe you feel it. I believe you keep asking.
Okay.
And then you feel it.
So you will actually get evidence of the
Absolutely.
positivity of believing in something without evidence?
No, as I said, I believe you have to feel it. You have to keep asking. I think
Right.
I'm not one of those people that just advocates faith without feeling it. I believe that you have to have a relationship with God.
Okay.
And a relationship doesn't exist unless you keep asking and then you feel it.
Until you work on the relationship.
Yes, yeah,
Okay,
and
I gotcha.
And there's lots of people that do the dutiful going to church and everything,
Okay.
but they don't have that relationship. So I don't think they have a full faith. They have kind of like an empty faith.
Right, right.
It's something that grows, but you got to be.
I had somebody else say that to
You
me
got to
too.
make effort. Like it's not just one of those, read the Bible and that's it. You got to ask.
Yeah. Okay. You have to fill yourself with
Yes,
it. Okay.
absolutely.
I guess that brings me to my second question. I'm constantly approached by people saying, what have you done for Jesus lately? And I say, well, I don't necessarily follow Jesus. And they say, well, you're going to hell. You're a minion of Satan. And I say, well, guys, I'm not a minion of Satan. I just want to live on my own instincts, my own willpower. I'm cool with Jesus. Jesus had some good ideas, I guess. It's just that I don't really want to follow Jesus. And they say it's a black and white issue. You're either with Jesus or you're supporting Satan. What is your take on that?
I'm not one of those die-hard people. I mean, I would love it if you were a believer of Jesus 100%.
Right.
And in that respect, some people are black and white. I'm not. I believe in a loving God. I mean, I can't come to terms with the fact. I mean, there's lots of people in the world that haven't heard about Jesus. So
Right.
if you buy into the black and white theory, then ultimately when the world comes to an end, then those people would automatically go to hell. And I don't believe that.
Yeah.
I don't believe in that. I do believe in a loving God. And I believe that ultimately everybody probably will come to believe in Jesus just before the end.
So you don't think very many make it to hell? Doesn't Jesus say only 144,000 will make it into heaven?
No, absolutely not.
Doesn't it say that in Revelation?
No, he talks about a remnant. That's a different thing altogether.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's a remnant during the end times, the last days.
Okay. Do you think we might be in the end times
I
or
do believe
close
we're in
to
the end
it?
times, absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah. How do you think it'll end?
I think it'll end according to Revelation, which seems to buy into the theory of some kind of nuclear war.
Yeah.
Like there's going to be, it talks about wars, threatenings of wars, people worried about the economy, financial times, people warring amongst themselves.
Balls of fire falling from the
Exactly,
sky.
which,
Right.
and what, given the time the Bible was written, obviously they couldn't say nuclear war.
No,
but
right.
I think that's what it is.
Revelations was just pictures
Yeah.
interpreted with what they
there'll
knew.
be,
Yeah.
More earthquakes, more hurricanes, everything like that.
Okay. Natural disasters.
Exactly, which we also see an increase in happening. I mean, I think the rift that runs right through the San Andreas Fault. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that's going to
On
happen
LA.
as well.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
of those things.
Okay. Okay. Well, cool. Thank you very much.
Very welcome.
Well, didn't get any straight answers, but it's a good question, and I think we're just gonna have to do a little bit more interviewing. Stay on your toes, Christians. Never know when I'll pop up, stick a camera in your face.